So I'm at Tuiga airfield in the Netherlands and heading back to Red Hill now via Lutuke. It's been a frosty night overnight. When you go abroad, you've got to think of everything. Luckily I've come with my de-ice today so I can defrost the plane. So today's episode will be a good demonstration of the importance of checklists, especially when IFR flying. A checklist saved me from embarrassment, or perhaps even worse, on this flight from the Netherlands back to the UK via France. It may be cav-OK here, but en route there's a lot of mist and low cloud which would have made VFR flight quite difficult, perhaps even impossible today, and so I filed IFR.
India Victor, advise from ready to copy.
Go ahead, Golf India Victor.
It will be a VFR departure, initial squawk 7000, regional QNH 1017, and after takeoff contact Dutch mail on the 128.355 for your IFR pickup.
VFR departure runway 08, squawk 7000, QNH 1017, next frequency Dutch mail 128.355, Golf Bravo Mike India Victor.
Read back is correct, and just for the record, after takeoff left turn out.
Left turn out, so no need to route Davu Golf India Victor.
No, just normal exit procedure. Continue runway heading for about a kilometer and then a 45-degree turn to the northeast.
Roger, Golf India Victor. A few of you have asked me why I've chosen to clear customs at Lutuke in France rather than somewhere in the Netherlands, and that's basically all because most of the options in the Netherlands require 2 or 3 hours prior notice if you want customs. Yes, there are a couple of exceptions to that, and if you book customs to one of the airfields in the Netherlands where they aren't normally based, they have to send somebody out, I think, which means that you ought to arrive, or try and arrive at least, when you said you would. Sometimes, especially in the winter, it's not really possible to be so definitive with your flight times. Weather might delay your departure, and I'm not sure they'd be particularly chuffed if they're made to wait around for an hour or more because you're late. And so Lutuke is actually a pretty convenient option, I think, as the border police are there anyway. Now, you do have to send them an email about your flight, but they don't specify any notice period, so you can just turn up. Hopefully that answers some of you who've been asking me about this in the comments on the last video. Golf India Victor lining up runway 08.
Sure.
Okay, heels on the floor, T's and P's of green, airspeed increasing.
Papa Victor takeoff on final.
Here coming up.
And Golf India Victor, have a good flight, stay safe, see you next time.
Cheerio, Golf India Victor, thank you. You see the de-ice fluid draining back now. Dutch Mill, Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, altitude 2,000 feet.
Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, Dutch Mill, squawk 0155.
Squawk 0155, Golf Bravo Mike India Victor.
Golf India Victor, Dutch Mill, you are identified. IFR starts now, climb to flight level 60.
Climb to flight level 60, Golf Bravo Mike India Victor. So this is the error that I'm going to make. It's going to be picked up by a checklist in a minute. Can you see what I've done wrong?
Golf India Victor, turn right, inbound to Woody, please.
Right, inbound to Woody, Golf India Victor. See if we can find that on our flight plan. 228. So for those of you that spotted it, well done. I didn't set 1013 standard pressure on the altimeter when I was asked to climb to a flight level, and that happened for a number of reasons. One, I normally set the altitude first, I establish the climb and then change to 1013, and that's something I've been taught to do in training, because if you're on autopilot, that is the best way apparently of of doing it without upsetting the autopilot. But what happened was, before I had a chance to establish in the climb and then remember to set 1013, I was given another instruction to turn right direct to Woody, which distracted me, as you saw. So we'll see in a minute that error was picked up just in time.
Autopilot's doing some strange things, so reverting to normal. Try again. Okay, seems alright now. After takeoff, gear is up, flaps are up, altimeter 1017. But we want to be, there we go, I nearly made an error there. That's why we do this. We weren't on a flight level. Temperatures and pressures are in the green. Cruise power, not quite ready for cruise power, 1000 to go. Mixture, keep as it is for now, auto gear enable. Ice, no ice.
Golf India Victor, continue climb to flight level 80.
Continue climb, flight level 80, Golf India Victor. The ice took quite a long time to get rid of. It was quite stubborn, hard ice. It looks like it might have rained overnight, and that froze, leaving some quite stubborn nodules of ice. But it took a couple of coats of the de-ice and a bit of a hand wipe. And just before I left, I sprayed another coat on, just to make sure, just in case there's any moisture on there, I can make sure it doesn't refreeze as we take off, and then the air will blow it all back. Had a few questions about my AI. I don't know if you can see on the picture here, but in level flight, I'm about 5 degrees nose up on the pitch. And that pitch will depend on how heavy I am, depend on the weather conditions or the atmospheric conditions. But when I got this, I kind of thought, oh, it should be on the level. You know, how can I maintain level flight in IFR if it's not literally on the horizon? Well, it's actually set by the manual to the level attitude of the aeroplane when it's on the ground. Or there's actually a level point on the side here. It's a you might be able to see it actually in the picture. It's around about here. There's a screw, and that's the level point. And it shows a line. And if you make that level, or you make the aeroplane level on that line, you can then set the pitch on the G5, and that's part of the setup manual. Now you can adjust the AI so that it will pitch at the horizon, but of course it's going to differ depending on the atmosphere. It's going to differ on how much, how many, what sort of passengers you're carrying, how heavy you are. So I prefer to keep it at the level point. It shows 5 degrees pitch up or 6 degrees pitch up. I know that that's my level point, and I don't need it to be on the horizon, just in case anyone was asking. So top of climb, we'll do a few free to check. So fuel, we're on the tank with the fullest contents. We took off at 12:10 on the left tank. So we've got another 15 minutes on that tank before we change. Radios, okay. We're still tuned to them. T's and P's are in the green. Direction indicator is aligned. Altimeter 1013. Ice, no ice. Oxygen not required. Mixture we have leaned. Good. When we land at Le Touquet, chances are it's going to be French only again. I don't know if you were with me on the last flight. I had to speak in French, which was a bit of a car crash, to be honest. But it works. The people in Touquet were lovely. People in the Netherlands are lovely. They're absolutely top people. They haven't been affected by the challenges of modern life in England and America. They live very happy, simple, friendly lives, and I love that. Air traffic controller, the FISO at Touquet, offered to take me to the restaurant last night in his car and drop me there because that was on his way home. And then The taxi driver, so the restaurant that I stopped at, they got me a taxi. There was only one taxi that serves this area that I was in, and the taxi driver was at a football match with his children, or they were playing. It wasn't a big match. It was a young person's football game, and he didn't like the thought of me sort of stuck without a taxi. Although there was a bus actually, I noted, I might have been able to get. He left his children playing football and came and picked me up in his limousine. It was a full-size stretch limousine. And I went to sit in the back of the limousine, because that's what we do in the UK. We don't sit in the front with the taxi driver, because that's deemed offensive, I think. I went to sit in the back, and he told me, no, sit in the front. And he told me it would be offensive if I sat in the back. In the Netherlands, it is customary to sit in the front with the taxi driver. Otherwise, they will be offended. So I learned something new, and isn't that amazing about the world that we've got different customs, two completely different ways to look at it. So we've got our METARs, I think, downloaded from
Ryder 27 Alpha Echo to arrival, please. 124.
The ADL Connect. Just going to see if those are there now. Yeah, they seem to be there. Biggin Hill scattered at 17. Gatwick scattered at 2000, so that's good. That's all nice there today. The forecast is actually better than forecast, but of course we're stopping at the 2K for fuel and clear customs. 2K's few at 200, broken at 15, so sort of marginal VFR really. And as you can see now, hopefully you can see the reason why I filed IFR. You can see that weather ahead now. We'll just sit back and relax.
Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, that's now please contact Brussels. The frequency is 128.805, goodbye.
Brussels 128.805, good day, Golf India Victor. Brussels Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, flight level 80, direct Woody.
Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, hello, clear to Woody, Chevra.
Woody and Chevra, that's Charlie India Victor, confirm, Golf India Victor.
Correct.
Time now for some important general aviation news. Once again, the UK CAA wants to put up its charges by an above inflation amount, this year 4.7%. These are the charges it levies for licences, ratings, exams, approvals and so on. AOPA, the voice of GA, has been challenging the CAA to justify this and intends to call for a freeze on these fees unless it can make the case for the rise. AOPA says that the CAA doesn't seem to have considered the health of the sector when setting its fees, something AOPA says it's legally obliged to do. It wants the CAA to assess the impact these fees are having on a declining GA, and it's going to make this point again when it meets the CAA at the end of the month. Once again, we're seeing here AOPA fighting our corner, and it can only do this important work and give us all a voice with a strong membership. And so I urge you to join AOPA today. Flying Reporter followers can get 25% off your first year's subscription using the link on the screen and in the video description.
Golf India Victor, ready for descent.
Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, join OCTEM 2000 feet, QNH 1012, cleared RNP 13.
Join OCPEM 2000 feet, QNH 1012, RMP 13, Golf India Victor.
Golf India Victor, leaving flight level 65, you will be in uncontrolled airspace.
Roger, Golf India Victor. Now we're cleared, we can go procedure, activate approach. And we need to do our descent checklist. Approach brief obtained, ATIS we have, MSA is 2000. The approach is loaded and activated. Minimums are going to be 319. Fuel, we're on the tank with the fullest. Radios, engine temperatures and pressures are in the green. Direction indicator. Aligned altimeter 1012. And we have the 2K in box 2. So we've got the straps on, landing light can come on, doors are locked.
Bonjour le QNH 1012, quelle est votre destination?
Approach brief complete, descent brief complete. The 2K traffic, Golf Bravo, Mike India Victor, PA Vant Wheat, RNP Piste 13, Estime Final, Integre Final, Estime Final, Wheat Minute. The 2K traffic. Golf India Victor, OCPEM.
Golf India Victor, report established on final axis.
Wilco, Golf India Victor. And this is 4 miles. I'll go to hand flying now because the autopilot's not doing a great job around those turns. Got a message here. Fine. Company Victor is established on the final approach track, RMP 13 Le 2K.
Golf India Victor, don't forget to call us on the ground. Contact Le 2K on air-to-air 118.450. Bye.
Wilco 118.450, good day, Golf India Victor. The 2K traffic, Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, PA Vant Wheat, RMP 13, Integre Final, Nautique 9 Nautique Final, the 2K traffic. Okay, we've got GPS LPV annunciated. Best approach is a left turn, well straight ahead, the 2000 to AT410. Okay, we're now 1 dot above, speed is in with limits. Gear coming down, just one swipe of trim up. Got reds, blues, 3 greens, we've got 2000 set, we've got GPS, LPV. Struggling to stay on the centre line here if you're following the needles. Not doing a very good job of that. The 2K traffic, Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, PA Van Wheat, Final, 4 Nautique 13, the 2K traffic. The 2K traffic, Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, piste dégagée, the 2K traffic.
Well, that concludes today's episode. I hope you found it enjoyable. I know I did. The video is edited, of course, so I haven't left everything in. Some good use of checklists, though, I think, in this flight. Let me know what you think. After refuelling here at the 2K and clearing customs, I took off en route again back to Red Hill. It was another IFR flight due to the weather on the British side. If you'd like to watch that, it's available now as a bonus uncut video over on Patreon. I publish here on YouTube fortnightly on a Sunday at 5 PM British time. Don't rely on YouTube to remind you. Come here and check in a couple of weeks if you can, or better still, sign up for my free newsletter to get a notification in your inbox. Until I see you next time, fly safely, my friends.